Malika.
I'm Gabby, and welcome back to On Our List.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about two great movies.
Really liked these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three Billboards and I, Tonya.
Yeah. Both Oscar nominated for Best
Picture. Yeah.
Which is
and
so
Three Billboards, the BAFTAs just happened this past weekend, and Three Billboards took home, I think, 5 awards.
Oh, really?
And it's a big precursor to the Oscars. So we're going to start with Three Billboards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the whole movie is called Three Billboards in Ebbing,
outside
of Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah.
So I went into this movie thinking, I am not going to like this movie. It's going to be so boring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it because everybody's talking about it and everyone's saying it's going to win, and Frances McDormand had won a bunch of things already. And I just went into it with just, like, not a good attitude, honestly.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I was like, damn, that was a good movie. It was such a good movie. So what, your same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have an opinion about it. I just knew, like, you had told me you really liked it.
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on it. And but I knew it was good because people kept talking about it, but I really had no context as to what the film was about, which I'm noticing that's like what I'm gonna try to do now.
Yeah.
Like, try and watch films, like, maybe not even see the trailer anymore, because if you just go into it blind and have no expectation, you know, you just kind of, like, take it for what it is. So I really enjoyed it. I thought the title was weird, so I didn't really know where it was going.
Yeah.
And it was, like, in Missouri, which is, like, a place that, like, I don't feel like a lot of movies take place in Missouri.
Yeah.
No offense to Missourians, I'm just saying. It starts out with her, like, I think she's just coming into town. Oh, yeah, she's coming into town, and she's going to see this guy. I forget his name. His name's Red in the film, and she's trying to rent these 3 billboards on this road that nobody really uses. Mm-hmm. And she pays, like, the first month rent on these billboards, which is like $1,500 or something like that. There's 3 billboards. The first one says, raped while dying. Then the second one says, and still no arrests, ? And then the last one says, how come, Chief Willoughby, ?
Chief Willoughby is the police captain.
Played by Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson in Ebbing, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happened is Mildred is her name in the movie. Mm-hmm. Why am I having a mind blank on her name? I've said it 5 times.
Frances
McDormand. Frances McDormand's character lost her daughter last year. She was raped and she was killed while she was dying. And they don't know anything. They don't have any
suspects. You know. Yeah,
it's like things have not happened.
The police is kind of like, it's kind of become an old news thing.
Yeah.
So and the policeman who sees the billboards first is this guy who's, I forget his character's name.
The actor's name is Sam Rockwell. He's won a lot of stuff for supporting actor. I assume he's going to win supporting actor for the Oscars as well, and it's deserved.
Yeah, he's so believable as this, like, racist kind of bigot, like, guy who just, like,
thinks he's better than everybody else.
Just likes to terrorize all the black people in this town, kind of. And he's just kind of a douche. That's just the best way to describe.
I said douche.
You're a douche. Yeah, he just sucks, basically. He's really annoying. And he's kind of like the partner of the chief, who also happens to be dying of cancer.
Yeah, which you don't know that.
Which you don't know at first.
Film. Also, something good to know is Willoughby is, like, really loved by the town.
Yeah.
Even by, like, even Frances McDormand's character Mildred likes Willoughby. Like,
so, I mean, the billboards do work. They get the attention of the chief and the police, and they kind of not reopen the case, but they kind of take a better look at it.
Yeah.
And the film kind of, from there, it's them trying to kind of figure out what's going on.
And, like, Chief Willoughby seems like he was trying to figure it out.
Right.
It's just there really was no
leads,
no clues.
But basically, yeah, so they're kind of trying to figure things out, but the chief is dying at the same time.
Yeah.
He ends up, killing himself because I think
he didn't want to see, from what I got out of it, he didn't want his wife and daughters to see him die and see him suffering and go through this disease. So he has, like, this one final, like, beautiful day with his kids and his wife, and then he kills himself.
Right.
And that's, like, really hard on them, obviously. And something I haven't said yet. So Mildred is getting like crap for putting up these billboards, but everybody in town, people are so offended. They're going to where she works and like defaming her and like throwing stuff at her, and like everyone's pissed. But Willoughby feels just bad and like guilty,
he does
and, like,
actually want to help
he
her.
does want to help, and she's in like while he wants the billboards taken down, like he also like gets them in a sense. So something that so after he dies, the wife
letters.
He wrote a bunch of letters, one to his wife, one to Mildred, and so his wife takes this letter to Mildred. And what was in the letter?
He basically tells Mildred that, you know, he wanted to solve the case, but, you know,
he's so sorry he couldn't.
He's sorry that he couldn't, and that he thinks the billboards are a great idea, even though everyone in the town thinks they're stupid. And then he ends up paying for her next month's rent.
And it's anonymous, but like I think she kind of knows.
Yeah. Well, no. The letter's not anonymous.
Not the letter. The paying for the billboards is
anonymous.
Right.
She finds out before that somebody's paid for these billboards, and then later on when she gets the letter, and then she knows that he's the one who paid for it. So at first it's anonymous. She's like, oh, somebody's helping me out. And then we realize it's Willoughby. But then the film kind of, we never find out who kills the daughter. It just kind of, it's a change of character for really,
Mildred, Dixon.
And Dixon, yeah.
So after Chief Willoughby dies, a new police chief comes in who's black.
Right.
And he already knows, like, so Dixon did something.
Red, who's the guy who rented the billboards to Mildred, after he finds out that the chief dies,
Dixon.
He's mad. Yeah, Dixon is so mad because he wants to blame the chief's death on
the billboards.
Mildred and the billboards,
because
no
one knows that really.
Yeah. So he goes across the street. This guy just happens to be working across the street. He goes up there and he beats him up and he throws this guy out of a window. Yeah. And when he does this, the new police chief, who he doesn't know is the new police chief at this moment, sees him do this. So the next day when he comes into work, he fires him. I'm still confused at how this point this guy didn't get put in jail. He literally could have killed him, but whatever, he doesn't. So he's no longer a policeman anymore. Yeah. So he kind of has like nothing. I mean, he was already kind of a mess. He was like living with his mom. He just wasn't really going. He was kind of going places, but he wasn't a good enough person to really grow in the police. Like he wasn't a trustworthy policeman. Everybody knew
like he never got kicked down for like he never got like told no for like doing these shitty things. And finally like someone did tell him no, and someone that he doesn't have any respect for.
Right. So he, in that low place, he kind of like changes his life. And there's a section in the movie where he gets a letter from the chief as well, which is left in the police station that he has to go get at night. And Mildred, being upset again that things aren't, people aren't really being proactive, she decides to set the police station on fire. Actually, it's because Dixon, the night before, lit the billboards on fire.
But it wasn't Dixon who did it.
Oh no, it wasn't Dixon. It was someone else.
She thinks it was Dixon.
So she decides she's gonna burn the police station down, and Dixon just happens to be in there at the time reading a letter that Willoughby left for him, saying, "Hey, you could be a good cop if you just kind of got your shit together."
Yeah, and she didn't think anybody was.
Anybody was in there. So,
but Dixon was in there, and he
gets kind of burned, but and literally burned, like no pun intended. But that causes him to kind of change his ways, and he ends up in the end kind of trying to help Mildred figure out who's killed her daughter. And there is someone who comes into the town who Dixon thinks might be the person who's done it. So they both decide at the end of the film that they're gonna go to wherever this guy is. They have his license plate number and they're gonna kill him. Or they're deciding at the end of the film, we might kill him or we might not, and that's how the movie ends. But it's really a great film. What were your favorite?
Peter Dinklage is in it. He also plays like a really good, like a good character in it. He was like helpful, but I think Frances McDormand did an incredible job because like her pain as a mother was like coming through so heavily. And there's definitely some comedic relief parts in it, which I appreciate because it could be a really heavy film if that wasn't in it.
Yeah. It's really performance driven because it's not necessarily like a film and I'm like, wow, the aesthetics are like so amazing. Hello.
Say hi.
Sorry, my dad.
Say hi.
Oh, you're so heavy.
Puppy
Leonie. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay.
The characters
It's
are
the
all
characters.
so complex, and they all have their different storylines. And like I said, it really delves into Mildred, it really delves into Dixon, and it really delves into Willoughby.
You know, now that I'm sitting here really reflecting on this movie, I'm realizing how good it is.
Yeah.
Because it's
really
not
good.
like a movie. Like, I kind of, now thinking about it, I'm like, it was very real. Like, I kind of feel like, I don't know how to describe it.
Like the Truman Show, hidden camera in this town. And
Yeah, it was just like somebody was just following around. Or it was like I was there. I don't know. It was really well done, and every character was just really developed.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't have that. I think because it doesn't have that big old production value in that way.
And like the major happening. Like, why everything is happening is because of this rape. Well, it's because of this rape.
Right.
And like the billboards are a result of this girl who got raped and killed. But like that major event is never in the movie. Like, I think it's like a flashback kind of maybe.
Yeah, but you don't see any of it.
Yeah.
You don't know much. You don't even see the daughter much. She's in the film for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just about this mom trying to get some
justice for her daughter.
You know, in this town that doesn't like to give anybody, I think, any real justice.
Yeah.
So that's 3 Billboards. So we're going to rate it now.
So this one is the 1 through 9, 1 being the top of our list, 9 being the bottom of our
Best
list
Picture nominees for this year.
I'm putting it in my number 2 spot right behind Call Me By Your Name.
Oh, wow. I don't know where to put it. I'm trying to think.
I really thought this movie, I think this movie is going to beat Call Me By Your Name in terms of like what is going to win, but I like Call Me By Your Name more.
I'm going to make it 4 because I think I made Get Out 3.
Get Out was my 4.
Yeah, because I really enjoy this film and I think it's a good one to see, but I don't love it as much as the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that is
3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Hope you see it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about I, Tonya, which was a great movie.
I loved I, Tonya.
I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't really know what to.
I didn't know the story. I didn't really know the story.
Let me be really honest. When I first heard this movie was coming out, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like.
Why?
I didn't like that.
Why are we like making her this icon?
Yes. I was like, why are we rewarding someone for such bad behavior? Like, I was like, we all know Tonya Harding was a part of this scandal, and and she had someone basically bashing Nancy Kerrigan's knee, and I was like very offended that they were like making this. And but at this time, I think I was watching Dancing with the Stars, and Nancy Kerrigan was currently on the show, so I was really like into Nancy.
And then also, same thing for me, and then my mind changed when Ellen saw it, DeGeneres.
And she said
she liked it.
Well,
Ellen liked it.
And I love Ellen, so.
So I have to go see it.
And what changed my mind was when I saw some interview of Margot Robbie talking about the film, and she kind of, when she started talking about it, I realized like, okay, there's more to this story than what I've been fed by the media over how many years. I mean, we were like fetuses when this happened. Obviously, we weren't there. We don't know the story. We don't know what it looked like on TV. But that's just the way they've always told it. So this movie was such an eye opener.
So it's something that Margot said in a lot of the things, and like what I really did see from the movie is like there's no reliable narrator in this movie.
There's no reliable source.
There's like 3 or 4 different people telling the story through their lens. So Tonya Harding, the ex-husband. Another like reporter type character, and like parts her mom. Yeah. So you see the story through all their lenses, and like their stories are all different. Yeah. There's no one story that's like, oh well, that's the story. So some standout things in this movie for me is that Margot Robbie was freaking brilliant.
Amazing.
Like you can't she was unrecognizable.
I mean, because Margot Robbie is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of the most beautiful women ever.
She's like distractingly pretty.
Yeah.
But not in this movie.
Not at all.
Is totally Tonya. She just really is, and
What's the husband's name?
He's played by
Jeff.
Oh yeah, it is. I was like, it's so husband.
Jeff Galooly.
Jeff Galooly. husband name. I don't know what we mean by that, but I love that we both thought that. He's played by Sebastian Stan.
I totally believed him in this role.
Oh yeah.
And it was like aggressive.
He's very good looking too, and they kind of
they made
these very good looking people very. I don't like to say it. Other people aren't good looking, but it made them very typical.
Yeah, very 90s.
Yeah, very and it's just so good. And Allison Janney,
Janney,
like what? It was wild. She was fully Levana. I think that's right.
Levana. She like turned into this like evil mother.
Yeah, she was awful, and like I was like,
so awful you had to laugh about it.
Yeah, she did. I don't know. She was so ridiculous, but so like forthright in what she thought that you almost agreed with her at points. She'd be like, well, yeah, I've got to make Tonya like hate herself so that she'll skate well, and I'd be like, yeah, you do. And then I'd be like, wait, no, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But
some things to know, Tonya like was really like abused by both her mother and her husband and people around her.
She just had a tough life.
Yeah, I mean, she was not like, she couldn't afford the fancy costumes. She had to make all of them herself. She had to like take care of herself.
She didn't really have like a lot of education because she
dropped out of high school.
Right. You know, she fully focused on skating, and skating was gonna be
her everything.
It was her life.
Yeah.
So, you know,
she had a really tough upbringing as well.
Like it's just really sad to see, and the way, you know, she feels about it, and the way she feels like she was portrayed. She wasn't portrayed like Nancy was kind of like America's sweetheart.
Yeah, and she was portrayed as like this this outsider from left field figure skater who's like super powerful, can do all these amazing tricks that like is harder on the edges.
Yeah, and it just, you know, it really affected her career, and it affected the way she saw herself, and I think that's what led her to get involved in this situation where they, you know.
And she tried to like get her ex-husband out of the picture so many times. Like she tried to leave so many times, and like it almost reminds me of like, okay, I'm gonna bring in some dance knowledge here. Going back into like So You Think You Can Dance, season 7, where they do the drug addiction dance. Like where something always brings me back to you. Yeah. It reminds me of that. Like Jeff Gooley kept just coming back and was this drug to Tonya, and she couldn't shake him.
She needed him, even though she didn't need him, but she felt like she did. Super toxic relationship. He needed her as much as she needed him, but they weren't like a good relationship. They just sucked.
I mean, there was times when like Tonya was just Jeff's punching bag.
Yeah. And it's just
terrible.
But she needed Jeff because she needed someone to be in her corner because she didn't have a mom to rely on. And even though Jeff treated her like crap, he was there.
Yeah.
You know? And what I found really sad about that film mostly was just that the way her life was just completely destroyed, and like how she could no longer skate anymore, and like even though you don't really know exactly what's true and how much she did or didn't know.
Because here's the thing, like from what I see, she says she didn't know about like hurting Nancy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what did you really think?
She didn't know about like the actual like physically clubbing, hurting Nancy. She thought they were just gonna like mess with her a bit,
send some like anonymous death threats.
Yeah,
or,
like
you know,
just like mess with her psyche, not like physically harm her. So and she's 100% at fault for that too, because like that's also like not something like you should do.
Yeah.
Like it's not good. So she's definitely at fault for that. So in my opinion, there was never any physical substantial evidence that Tonya was involved in this, and legally like you're innocent until proven guilty. And I think the punishment was not equal to the crime. Like I think it was way too severe. Kicking her out of USA figure skating for life. Like I could see a season. I could see 2 seasons. I couldn't see her life.
Well, actually, I don't know now. Now that we're saying, I'm like, I don't know if the punishment. No, it was severe for the crime, but you know, it was kind of. I have weird issues with these.
I could also think like, oh, like you can't compete in the Olympics. You can't represent the USA. You can compete in.
Because she can not skate at all anymore.
Yeah, like she
So
couldn't
can she not just go
in
to
the
a
United
rink?
States figure skating. I mean, I think she could go to a rink, but she couldn't like she can't compete, and I don't think she could even like do shows.
Yeah, that sucks because
Like-
she didn't have anything else,
Yeah,
and it's just everybody else kind of like got away with it, but she
Yeah.
lived in like infamy
yeah, and like
as this terrible person. You
and
know
like
what I'm
I
saying?
don't think she was innocent at all by any means. I think she's definitely like guilty of like trying to harm Nancy in some manner.
Mhm.
But I also don't think that she knew that they
Right.
were going to physically
She
hurt her.
she paid the price of the media
Yeah.
and like the monster that I think the media can be.
Yeah.
That's what really ruined her.
Yeah.
It wasn't really what had happened because we don't know how much she knew or she didn't know
Yeah.
about the situation. So that really made me really sad for her and like changed the whole way I've seen this person.
Yeah.
Or not the way I've seen this person, the way I've been told
to
that
see this person.
told to see this person, which is
Yeah.
the thing about media, which bothers me. But
Yeah.
that's another topic for another day. I
And
like
that
the
juxtaposition.
narration,
I love the narration.
I love the narration.
I like the unreliable narrators. How
breaking the fourth
someone-
wall.
I love breaking the fourth
I
wall.
love- but this is a really good movie.
Yeah.
I like really enjoyed it, and I think if you get a chance to see it, go out and see it. Even if you're not, I feel like some people might not want to watch it because they don't care about figure skating, but it's not really. It's about Tonya and about her life and this struggle, and it was a story that I think really needed to be told, and I'm glad now that I saw it because I really was not going to see this film at first. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
her.
supporting this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we do a lot. I think we do a lot of rewarding bad behavior.
Yeah.
On TV.
And this still is a slight rewardment of
Yeah, this
behavior.
is because in the end she
made money off this.
Yeah,
film.
one thing is like. Well, yeah, she still got rewarded for bad behavior because people even if she didn't know everything, you're accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was part of possibly she knew about the letters, so that she admits to.
Yeah.
So
There you
it
go.
sucks. It sucks, but it's what
So on the also this one is nominated for Best Picture.
happens. So
I'm gonna put I, Tonya at 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at 6 too. I kind of want to move something, but for right now, I'm gonna put it at 6.
And we can move something because it's
we'll move it eventually because I haven't seen all the films yet, so it's hard to judge.
Thank you for watching this episode of On Our List. We hope you enjoyed it.
See you
if
next
you
time.
liked it, subscribe and share. And see you next time. Bye.
Bye.